What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. My name is Zadine. This is my beautiful wife, Melinda. It's Sunday night. It's time to go over some sales. But a little twist. We're going to do a little bit of analysis of why these things are selling for us.
Yep, that's right. We had $916 in sales so far. A little bit lower, so we'll have a little bit of extra time to go over some sell-through rates and what we look for, why we picked it up.
I hope you guys enjoy it.
We had 3 shoe sales this weekend, all on Poshmark, which is great because they were all offers from buyers, so they paid shipping. These were an offer of $29. These are born. We actually hadn't even inventoried these yet, which is the best kind of sale. You pick these up at Goodwill for on average $6 is what we pay for footwear. Sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. That's why we average it to $6. So they'll pay shipping. Born has a nice little following. They have just cool leather shoes. These are Pearl Azumis. We've had these for a little bit. These we took an offer of $25 for. And these last ones I'm going to go over a little bit more in detail. These are men's Merrell. They're pretty heavy duty hiking. You might even be able to wear them as winter boots. Merrell can retail up to $200 new. They're a good quality, trusted hiking shoe for sure. They also make other styles, but that tends to be the most popular in what we sell. These are waterproof, which is a plus, so they can also be worn in winter, and they do have the higher ankle. So very in season, which is why we paid up for them. We paid $15 for these on a thrifting trip, which is quite a bit higher than we normally pay. But here's why. The tread is almost pristine. You can tell they were worn because they picked up a little bit of dirt, but there's no major wear. There's no wear down anywhere. And then if you look on the inside as well, just super clean, no like dirty foot stains in there. The heels don't have any holes. There's no pilling. On the outside, there's no blemishing really, even in the leather. So you know that these were probably only worn a handful of times. Because of all of those factors combined, we knew that we could get a higher price for them on the resale market. Now I'll do the sell-through rate. And for Merrell men's hiking shoes, that's without breaking down the name or anything, condition, pre-owned, they're $1,661 currently for sale, and over 2,100 sold. So there's still a good market for those in the last 3 months. And if you sort them from highest, some of these pre-owned even go as high as 150, 140, upwards of 100. So we had priced these for $50, and then we took an offer on Posh for $40 because these would have been about $10 to ship. So on eBay, it would have been $50 free ship. Pretty much the same thing, selling them for $40 on Posh.
We had a few video game sales this weekend as well, which is great because if you remember from a couple of videos ago, we had that huge lot of vintage video games that we processed and listed. So let me show you a couple that sold and explain why they sold for the margins that we got for them. The first one was Sonic Gems Collection. This is a GameCube game. They don't make this game anymore. In fact, they don't make GameCube games anymore. So most GameCube games are worth about $5 to $10, just like any older video game console systems. The games just don't hold value. However, when you're going through them, there are always going to be some that have value. So this one, when I looked at comps, they were going anywhere from $25 to $60 depending on the condition. So this one sold for $40, which is a great sale for us because this came in a bundle. The other video games that sold, this one was Spyro the Dragon for the GameCube. Now notice these don't have the original cases. That makes them lose a bit of value. And this case is a little bit banged up. Plus, it doesn't have the actual user manual inside, so that reduces the value. So what I did is I set up a 7-day bid on these, and I was hoping that someone would compete and maybe bid it up higher, but I started the price with the auction with what I was comfortable with, $25 for the whole set. Next up, we also sold some very old Nintendo games. These are all for the original Nintendo or the Nintendo Entertainment System, or NES if you're not familiar with the lingo. The first one that sold was Paperboy, which is a relatively common game. It's only worth about $10 to $15. We priced it at $20 with free shipping. It's going to cost about $4 to ship it. Next up, we have Donkey Kong. This is just Donkey Kong Classic Original Arcade. Now, if you find Donkey Kong and it's the math version, there's one out there, that one goes for over $100. And the reason for that is because it's rare to find. Either the production of that game wasn't very long, or they cut it off too soon. I'm not 100% sure, but that game, even though it's a Donkey Kong version, goes for over $100, where this one only sold for $23 shipped, or really the value is $20. So the rarity of video games is what's going to give you higher prices and higher margins. Another mid-tier game would be Final Fantasy, also for the same system. This one sold for $25 with free shipping. And now the one that I really want to dive into is Mega Man 2 for the same exact console. Now, Mega Man 5 is actually worth between $80 and $100, but Mega Man 2 is not. It's still sold for $30 within about a week with free shipping. So let's look up Mega Man 2 and see how we did compared to the market. When I researched Mega Man 2 NES, those are the search terms, we get 181 results for pre-owned games. Now, mind you, some of these games are actually being reproduced. Those don't have as much value. When I go to my solds, there are over 300 listings that I've sold in the last 90 days. So the market demand is definitely there. So let's just look through some of the ones that recently sold. 21 plus ship, 18 plus ship, 20 plus ship, 20 free ship, $46 plus shipping. However, that $46 had the original case and the original paperwork that brings the value up. $17.50, $19.50, $19.50, $13.50, $20.50, etc. So what we do, like we've explained before, we always sort high to low, and we look for the listings that are exactly what we have that sell towards the higher end, especially if the supply is lower than the demand. And that's why this game sold for $30.
This is a particular favorite category of ours, old appliances. This is a Farberware Superfast percolator. It sold for $55 and we only paid $3 to $4 for it at our thrift. Classic Cell Pot and Pan. This was a brand we hadn't heard of before. It's called Permanent, but we looked it up. Good sell-through rate, good comps. Without the lid even, we paid $2 and we flipped it for $28, free ship. This is a James two-piece toy from Thomas the Train set. We have 25 cents into it. It came with a big bulk buy that we have sold a lot of already. These are really just the leftovers. And he sold for $15, free ship. Okay, this is a juicer par. We really like parting juicers out. We get the max value. They're easier to ship overall. We have about $1 into this par and it's $15 free ship as well.
Next up, I'm going to cover the articles of clothing that we sold this weekend. The first one is this brand I've never heard of. It's Shift Recon. These are like motocross, motorcycle, ATV pants. Honestly, I looked them up because they looked different and they had this like heavy rubber patch on it and it seemed like good quality. They have a couple of holes on the bottom from most likely the chain of the bicycle rubbing through and burning. But they still sold really fast, paid $5.25. They sold for $40 shipped. Always look up items that you're not familiar with and see what the sales history is behind them and see if you can flip it. We sold another winter jacket. There was a night a couple months ago now where I processed like 19 jackets in one evening. The average buy cost is like $7.77. This one sold for $43. This is just a classic Columbia insulated winter jacket. It's a little bit of an older style. It's still sold relatively quickly. This type of stuff is now going to be selling obviously because it's getting colder all around the northern hemisphere. And finally, we sold this thing. Now I'm gonna just show this to you kind of slowly and show all these beautiful imperfections, these armpit stains, these rips, these cuffs, the front, the staining, the back, the rips. why did this thing sell, right? Let's break this thing down. Like, why would anyone buy this? The older style Carhartt lined jacket with a fleece blanket lined hood. It sat in our store for about 2 months. We paid $5 for it, and it sold for $115, and it's going international, which is an almost guarantee that that sale is concrete, it's stone, it's done through the global shipping program. We are protected. Why did this sell? Well, for 2 reasons. One, the fashion industry during this age, the 2020, whatever era we're in currently, distressed is selling really well. It has for a long time. If you're my generation, you graduated high school in the mid 2000s, distressed and Abercrombie and Fitch, Hollister, all that stuff was in. This is real distress, so that holds value because someone put all these marks on there, and there's a little bit of history. So one demographic we target for this type of stuff is fashion industry. The other demographic we're targeting is someone who really knows the value of a great Carhartt jacket that's winter lined. They can wear this thing for another 30 years in the toughest environments and keep warm. So let's take a closer look to see where our sale falls within a 90-day sales history. This is my 6th take. Monda's giving me the thumbs up. All right, so if we search vintage, distressed, Carhartt jacket, we come with 204 results. When we filter that down, vintage, obviously it's going to be all used. There's 392 that sold within the last 90 days, so almost double the listings. And if we sort high to low, some of these are selling for 180 plus ship, 180 plus ship, 150, 150, so on and so forth. So ours ranked right in the medium to high level with 115. If I keep scrolling down, there's some for 90, 90, 90, 90, 85, 85, 85, and so on. And they're very much similar to what we sold, right? So we used this information when we listed the item to see, well, where is this going to fall? And we settled on 115 free ship, and I think we did it right. It wasn't ultra rare. It wasn't the cheaper version. We're really happy with 115 out of a $5 investment.
We also sold this Pampered Chef. This is also an international sale, which means we have to get it to Kentucky. It's stoneware. Already comes in the original packaging. So scuffs, that was all disclosed in the listing. It does come with the lid, which is a little bit rarer to find with these, and it's sold for $48 free ship. We only have about $3 into this, so that's still a great return on our investment. We saved the best for last. This is a vintage Toshiba. It's a VHS player, brand new in box. It had never been opened, and it was $6 at our local Goodwill. Now, before I get into what we flipped it for, a couple things is it was, like I mentioned, it was totally sealed, 100% new, but we always need to verify what's actually in the box. And the reason is because we don't want it to get to the buyer and have them say it's the wrong item inside. So what we did is we actually took photos of us opening the box, right? So those are right in the listing, and then it's disclosed, written in the description, condition is new, only open to verify content. So they are aware that it was open, but it was never removed from the box. As far as comps for this, there is only 1 currently available now that's new, and 6 that had been sold. New electronics, vintage electronics like this, new old stock, sells so well and really high. Because if you're thinking about giving it as a gift for someone, it's just nice to be able to give it in the box. It's not a replacement item, it's something that you want them to have that's new. So we priced ours, and it sold full price for $300, $299.99. And ours is actually the only sold comp with free shipping. And it only took about a month and a half to get full asking price on it. Great find, great find. Okay, so that was a total of 18 items that we sold between Friday and Sunday for $916. We aren't thrilled with that sales number, but the weather was beautiful here in Michigan, and we did spend a lot more time outdoors with family and friends this weekend than we normally do. So we expect to make up for that in the week and the weekends ahead when we push a little bit harder.
I just wanted to also express some gratitude on this video. We've received a ton of support from everyone, both on Instagram and on YouTube. We're going to continue to create good content for you guys. We did just order our GoPro 8, so our video quality and sound should increase. Also, we'll be able to do a little bit more action with you guys, taking you to some sourcing trips, etc. Show you more of our dog, things like that. And so really thank you everyone for the support. We're definitely listening to your feedback, and we're going to continue to adjust our content to make sure that you guys are seeing what you want to see from us. That's our job as creators, and we're really looking forward to serving you in that way. And we really hope that this little bit deeper dive into the analysis of why we're selling these certain categories and items is helpful. We're going to start incorporating that into future videos and break down 2 to 5 items per video when we're doing these what sold, just to give you much more detail. Continue to stay awesome. Thank you guys so much for spending time with us. We'll see you in the next one.
Have a good night.
We did make 2 more sales while packaging. First, for $20, these 5 Nintendo games sold. They're all cheap titles, so we bundle them up for $20 free ship. And then another VCR sold. Drastic value difference, $300. This one sold for $80 free ship. We're gonna have to wipe it down a little bit as it's been sitting in our inventory for a while, and we'll get those shipped out as well. So that brings our total to over $1,000 for the weekend. Within the Let's see where our sale falls within the last 90 days sales history. What did I say, 90 days?
90 days.